This afternoon, 2 games already played earlier. Girls single A title, they defeated Marian Catholic, and just a little bit ago, in fact, the second session, Billy Joel running pretty late here. It was Aliquippa defeating Myers High School 57-50 for the boys AA title. The ovation you hear in the background is for the Lady Panthers who have taken the floor, and it's kind of a shame, Joel, that this first session went long because hardly anybody in the arena right now. There's huge lines outside to get in, but hardly anybody in the arena to welcome the Lady Panthers on the floor.
Well, the one corner, or the opposite corner of where the boys fans were last night, is starting to fill up for the Lewistown fans, but as you said, the arena is probably 1/4 full right now. And the fans will be getting in. They did stop the clock, so they might start this game a little bit later. We still have about 17-18 minutes before the opening tip.
Before we get into talking about the girls' state championship game, which is coming up, let's recap a little bit about last night. Of course, the Panther boys losing last night's game as they were eliminated from the postseason tournament by Susquehanna Township, losing the state final. A close game by a final of 64-45. 19 points doesn't sound close, but really was a close ball game, Billy, for 3/4 of it.
With 7 minutes to go in the ball game, it was 41-41, and then Susquehanna Township took over in the fourth quarter. Lewistown a little tired. Susquehanna had a strong fourth quarter. We've seen that with the Lewistown girls a couple times in this postseason run, and the boys just came up a little short, but a great season for the Lewistown boys.
Certainly was, and let's give a hats off too to Susquehanna Township and Coach Emery Cook after that miracle shot by Scott Kokendorfer from about 65 feet that made it a 1-point ball game. They went on to outscore Lewistown 23-5. That's some great coaching to get your team back together after a team hits a shot like that against you to hold on to win the state title. So Mifflin County's only boys state champions at this point will remain Rothrock High School. That team back in 1963 under head coach Harold Wirtz. The starting 5 on that Rothrock team: George Piper, Gary Swartz, John Kaufman, Ron Freed, and Jim Algar. And it's Algar who we were mentioned last night, Billy, and you couldn't help but mention it. He hit a half-court shot to win a state title. We thought that Kokendorfer's half-court shot might have lifted the boys, but not quite enough.
Not quite enough, and Algar got that shot from the assist was Ron Freed that night for Rothrock. So we have had a long wait in boys, and it'll still be a long wait, hopefully not that much longer. But girls, we've never had a state champion in Mifflin County, and tonight the Lewistown girls have that opportunity.
That's right, and that night in 63, by the way, Rothrock beat Jim Thorpe 43-41 on that half-court shot by Algar. That's the history of Mifflin County boys basketball. Let's look to the future of Mifflin County girls basketball. The Lady Panthers on the floor warming up. Can they win the first state championship in Mifflin County history in the sport of basketball since 1963? We'll be back on the pregame show and find out right after this. With you, our coverage tonight brought to you in part by Westside Gallery, West Market Street, Lewistown, offering custom framing, art, and craft supplies. Saluting the Lewistown Panther teams. Go Panthers! And we certainly echo those thoughts here tonight in the booth at the Hershey Park Arena. Again, if you're just joining us, the first session went a little bit late. Start time could be delayed a few minutes here for the game, and we were a little bit late getting in our booth as well because the state championship was just won by Aliquippa. And the guys from Aliquippa were in this booth, and we tried to hurry them out of here. But, hey, if we win a state title tonight, Billy, we want to stay as long as we can.
We're not leaving tonight until we do win the state title, Roger. We've made up our minds. We've talked to Kevin Kodish about that, so we're here for the duration.
We, of course, are in Hershey. Let's talk about the road to Hershey Park for both of these teams. Of course, you're very familiar with what the Lewistown girls have done. Probably their toughest game, the one that was up in the air the most, was that West Mifflin game. And Kevin Kodish mentioned West Mifflin when he talked about this team from North Schuylkill. They are similar with West Mifflin in that the big part of their game is their inside game. 2 nice post players. We'll see how Lewistown defends that. Looking at how North Schuylkill got here, their final game, scary game for the Spartans. They went up against Cocalico. In fact, Joel, pretty even game, in fact, from what we understand.
They were the underdog going into the game against Cocalico. Cocalico finished the regular season number 6 in the AAA girls in the state. They led North Schuylkill 18-17 at the half, so that might be an indication of how we expect tonight's ball game to go. North Schuylkill is going to try to have a patient offense, slow the ball down, pound it inside to the big girls, while Lewistown, we look for that diamond-in-one press and to up-tempo the game tonight.
2 experienced coaches here. Kevin Kodish in his 13th season with the Lady Panthers. LaFay Hope, a good friend of mine as well, from some basketball camps over the years, in his 23rd season coaching the Lady Spartans. And one advantage that this team may have, if you're looking back and forth at the two clubs, experience being at Hershey. And Jeff Appelman from Williamsburg, whose girls just won a state title earlier today, talked about that. He said, you know, we were here a year ago. We were a little bit green to it. We weren't used to the atmosphere. They were used to it today, and they ended up pulling away at the end for a convincing victory. This is Lewistown's first trip, make no mistake about it. North Schuylkill, on the other hand, this will be their third time in the 90s that they have played for the state championship. They won it in 1992, beating Pittsburgh North Catholic. They lost it to North Catholic. They were the runner-up in 1995. So a little bit of history on their side, but I think the key thing, not many of those players are still here, Joel. So even though they've been here twice, it's a new batch of kids that are in Hershey Park tonight for LaFay Hope.
Not many have been here, but at least they can tell the stories of what it's like to be here. But the Lewistown girls last night, they were all down here supporting the Lewistown boys, so they saw the atmosphere. They know what they're going to go into tonight. They know they're going to have a great backing from Lewistown and all of Mifflin County. I mean, our county has just been great in following these two teams, and they know that they're going to get a lot of noise when they score a bucket tonight.
Yeah, we've noticed lots of Indian Valley fans are here, and I commented at the pep rally at Lewistown High School earlier this week that just great to see. I remember it was the same way when the Indian Valley baseball team played for a state championship. All the Lewistown fans were down at Shippensburg for that, and this week you couldn't help but notice the sign on 322 in front of Indian Valley Middle School saying "Go Panthers" with blue and white balloons. There was blue and white at Indian Valley High School. So it's really turned into much more than Lewistown. It's a Mifflin County mission here tonight, and the Lady Panthers are going to try and become the first girls team in AAA in District 6 history to win a state title. We'll be back with more on the pregame show from Hershey Park right after this.
Dunmar, 6'2" center.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, I heard the very end of that interview. Yeah. Yeah, I did.
Yes, that's on also.
Back again live at the Hershey Park Arena, the Girls AAA State Championship on Chicks 105, brought to you in part by Klein's House of Floors in McVeigh-Town. For all your flooring needs, it's Klein's House of Floors in McVeigh-Town. We are at the Hershey Park Arena, of course, live right now with the Lewistown girls on the floor warming up, along with the Lady Spartans of North Schuylkill. And we mentioned this team from North Schuylkill during the last break. Let's talk more about the Lady Panthers right now, Joel. Lewistown coming in, and we talked after the game last night about some things that we thought maybe bothered the Lewistown boys a little bit. One thing, the two lines for the three-point shot. I think Lewistown a couple of times last night thought they were at the high school three-point line. Instead, they were at the NBA three-point line. And the Lady Panthers, I mentioned that to Kevin, and he said we've talked to the girls about that because you certainly don't want to take a 19-footer that you think is 19 feet and it's 23 and a half. And quite frankly, I think that happened to the boys a couple times last night.
I think it did also. I also think it happened to Susquehanna Township. The big three for them last night when Sean Burke hit it to give them a 7-point lead in the fourth quarter. It was a good 24-foot shot, and I think both teams felt the same way. So learning where you're playing is a big thing, and we've seen that at Mount Aloysius this year with the one sideline. Your team, when you were up there in the district playoffs, you had trouble with the out-of-bounds line for the first 3 minutes of the game, and you turned the ball over 3 times.
Yes, we certainly did. Here tonight, the Lady Panthers and the Lady Spartans expecting to do battle. First meeting ever between the two clubs. And looking at the state tournament so far here, we've noticed early in these ball games a lot of nerves, a lot of turnovers, and very few teams have done well right out of the chute. In fact, we've seen kind of sluggish play both ways for the first couple minutes of the ball game. Lewistown, a team that sometimes, Joel, can really start hot. And it would be nice to see them maybe jump out to a quick lead here early in the game, because one thing about the Lady Panthers, when they have that lead, it's extremely tough to come back against this girls' team.
Lewistown's a 3-3-3 team, Roger. First 3 minutes of the game, first 3 minutes of the second half, and the last 3 minutes of the game. They like to jump out quickly at the beginning of each half, and then coming down the stretch in that last 3 minutes with the 3 guards. There's another 3 there, Rogers. I guess 3s are wild tonight. Maybe 3-point shots will be wild also for Lewistown tonight. They can spread the floor, get fouled, and go to the line in that last 3 minutes.
And that's the other thing, depth perception here at the Hershey Park Arena. Of course, it's all kinds of open space behind the backboard here in Hershey. Most of the gyms the girls play at all season long, it is not like this, although St. Francis is probably the closest you would come to the Hershey Park Arena, although it certainly is not in comparison. By the way, this arena, if you're not aware, Hershey is the oldest arena in North America, and they are very proud to host this state championship playoff game. Lady Panthers finishing their warm-up, so are the Lady Spartans of North Schuylkill. We'll return with more on the pregame show on Chicks right after this. Yeah, just go 45 more seconds, okay?
A big difference in crowd with...
In tonight's girls AAA championship game, they're representing the East with a record of 25-6. The Spartans of North Schuylkill. And representing the West, a record of 31-0, the Lady Panthers. And now let's meet the starting lineup. First of all, for North Schuylkill, under head coach LaFay Hope, his assistants Rob Moyer, Cody Barca, and Charles Teeter. The starting 5 for the Spartans. Starting in the guard, she's wearing number 22, a 5'6" senior, Tara Stavanchik. And in guard, wearing number 21, Adrian Weiger, a 5'5" senior. And the other guard, wearing number 13, a junior, 5'6", Jasmine Robertson. Out there forward, she's wearing number 32, a 5'11" senior, Beth McDonald. And at the other forward, a 6-foot senior, number 30, Hallie Miller. And now the starting five for Lewistown High School. Assistants Ron Willis and Charlie Clark. The starting five for the Lady Panthers. Starting in guard, she's wearing number 10, a 5'8" junior, Krista Gibbons. And in guard, a 5'4" junior, number 12, Maggie Johnston. And a guard wearing number 23, a 5'3" sophomore, Jenna Becker. Starting at forward, 5'9" senior, number 11, Sarah Hutchinson. And starting at center, 6'2" senior, number 24, Eden Dunbar. The Lady Panthers of Lewistown High. For the singing of the Star-Spangled Banner.
I don't know if I can hear you
To be
through the
sung
ears
by the
because of
Corporal
light.
Leather Ladies from White Mountain High School under the direction of Sharon Tobias. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
Yeah.
Oh, say
Back again live at the Hershey Park Arena. You know, folks, for service like it used to be, stop by and see Brian and Bobby at Burnham Golf. Logan Boulevard, Burnham. Burnham Golf saluting the Lewistown boys and girls on a fantastic season. We are set to go for the opening tip-off for the girls AAA state championship. And Billy, what a thrill to be here for Chicks 105, 2 nights in a row, representing District 6, Mifflin County, and Lewistown High School.
Unbelievable, but undeniable. We've been here 2 nights in a row. Boys, great effort last night. The girls tonight looking to get that W, though.
Okay, we're set for the opening tip. Enid Dunmeyer at 6'2" will jump it up for the Lady Panthers, and the opening tip-off goes to the Lady Spartans of North Schuylkill. In the backport, Adrian Wydra dribbling up the floor, has it knocked away by Krista Gingrich out of bounds. So the Spartans will inbound on the far side.
Interesting tonight, Roger, we have a District 7 refereeing crew, and the Western teams wanted a District 7 crew all night. We'll see Lewistown with that crew tonight.
Lady Spartans with the ball, their opening possession of the ball game. Beth McDonald goes far side, pull-up jumper is short by Haley Rulin, and back comes Lewistown with the rebound. Krista Gingrich across midcourt, Sweeta Hutchinson on the baseline, back to Gingrich out top. North Catholic playing what looks like a 2-3 zone. Now they're going to switch and match in man in it. Lewistown inside to Enid Dunmeyer, ball dropped by Dunmeyer, turnover by Lewistown. And back with the ball are the Lady Spartans. This is typical here early at Hershey in these state final games. You see a lot of nerves and a lot of turnovers early. Second possession for the Lady Spartans. They go out top on the near side to McDonald. Pass across, stolen by Jenna Feathers. Feathers is going to go end-to-end and lay it up and in. And the Lady Panthers lead 2-0 here in Hershey.
It's nice to get that first bucket. It takes a little bit of the heat off.
Back comes North Schuylkill. They break the press. They get a layup and put it up and in. Making the bucket, number 32, Beth McDonald. And we are tied at 2 with 6:40 to play here in the first quarter. Gingrich across midcourt, far side to Feathers. Jenna near side to Hutchinson. Baseline, Krista wide open. She hits it. And Lewistown leads 4-2. Full court press now by the Lady Panthers. Breaking the pressure, however, is Wydra. She goes up the floor, 2-on-1. Looked like a walk, but nothing called. And North Schuylkill gets the layup. Oh, excuse me, they did call a walk. I'm sorry, they did check that off of the walk. Hard to hear with the crowd on the far side. Haley Rulin called for the travel. And that'll give it back to the Lady Panthers, who have the ball in a 2-point lead. Far side, Maggie Johnston for 3. The shot is short, and the rebound comes down to North Schuylkill. So the Lady Spartans with the ball, trailing by 2.
Lewistown will continue to try that perimeter offense and shoot to 3. Hopefully they'll be a little hotter than they were against Blackhawk, at least in the first half.
Lewistown matching up man-to-man. North Schuylkill with the ball. They try a pick-and-roll play. Ball knocked away by Dunmeyer, stolen by Gingrich. Long pass to Feathers. Jenna to the other end, lays it up and in. Gingrich does a nice job seeing the floor, gets it to Feathers, and the sophomore has 4 of Lewistown's 6 points. The Lady Panthers up 6-2.
Feathers likes to get out in front of the pack. She did it again there.
Back to the other end comes North Schuylkill. They break the press, and getting the layup up and in is Haley Rulin. So North Schuylkill back within a bucket. 6-4, Lewistown with the ball and the lead.
North Schuylkill able to go over top of the Lewistown diamond in one press.
Panthers swing the ball on the near side to Enid Dunmeyer. Her pull-up jumper is no good, and the rebound comes down to Tara Stepanchik. So the Lady Spartans will bring it across midcourt, trailing by 2. 5 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Driving to the bucket, the shot up and good, and a foul. Nice move by Adrian Wydra. The 5'4" senior went to the bucket. Count the basket. We are tied at 6, and North Schuylkill with a chance to take their first lead with 5 minutes and 6 seconds to play here in the first quarter.
Wydra that time, good penetration move, past Maggie Johnson, drew the foul and got the bucket.
First foul of the ball game against Maggie. In fact, the first foul of the ball game in general. Shot missed, but they get the offensive rebound, and another foul against Lewistown. Good hustle in there by number 32, Beth McDonald, the 5'11" senior, gets the offensive rebound, fouled in the act of shooting, and she will shoot 2. And we've even seen it here at Hershey, Joe. Boy, a lot of offensive rebounds of missed foul shots.
And that's where Lewistown will have to box out. That time, Sweeta Hutchinson did not get a body on McDonald. She went behind her, got the rebound, and just missed the putback, but has the opportunity at the free throw line.
And she misses the foul shot, however. So we stayed tied at 6 here in the first quarter from Hershey. Second shot for McDonald is up and no good. She missed them both, but she gets another rebound, misses the putback. Ball still loose, and Krista Gingrich comes out of there with it for Lewistown. Lady Panthers with the ball. Gingrich trying to go end-to-end off the board. Shot is short, and McDonald right there, make that Rulin right there with the defensive rebounds. Lady Spartans pushing on the far side on the baseline now. A nice entry pass in the block. Shot no good, but another offensive rebound put back up and in by Haley Rulin. And the Lady Spartans getting a lot of second chances, and they now lead 8-6.
We saw this with Shawan Brown and Nicole Thompson when Lewistown played in West Mifflin. Lewistown not getting the second shot, but North Schuylkill is.
Krista Gingrich pull-up jumper. It is short, and the defensive rebound comes down to Haley Rowland. North Schuylkill across midcourt with the ball and a 2-point lead. Lob pass underneath. Shot is up and good by Beth McDonald. And the inside game of North Schuylkill looks like it will be something Lewistown will certainly have to contend with. The Lady Spartans leading 10-6. Lewistown with the ball. Feathers on the far side. Now they swing near side to Maggie Johnston. Maggie driving the lane, puts up a running one-hander, and she scores. Maggie Johnston hits for 2, and Lewistown back within a bucket, 10-8, with 3 minutes and 48 seconds left in the first half, or in the first quarter, excuse me. And now a foul committed against the Lady Panthers, and that's Sweeta Hutchinson committing the foul. That will be her second against Sweeta, and an official's timeout has been taken on the floor. 3:46 to play in the first quarter. It's North Schuylkill 10, Lewistown 8. We'll be back at Hershey Park right after this.
That's going to cause some matchup problems. Sweeta out of there. They're having trouble with it anyway.
Substitution for Lewistown, number 13, Hillary Worley. The Lewistown fouls on number 11, Sweeta Hutchinson. That was her second personal foul in 18's third.
Back again live at the Hershey Park Arena. Roger Hurto, Billy Joel Diamond, and the Statman. Folks, for all your pharmacy needs, see Lewistown Pharmacy with 2 locations, 7 North Wayne Street, Lewistown, and of course, at your front door. That's Lewistown Pharmacy. Happy to help bring you tonight's AAA Girls State Championship matchup. 10-8 is our score. North Schuylkill leading the Lady Panthers with 3:46 to play in the first quarter. An official's timeout, not a timeout charged to either team. I think maybe that timeout benefited Lewistown a little bit, though, Joel, as North Schuylkill starting to do some damage inside.
And Sweeta Hutchinson going out with her second foul gives the freshman Hillary Worley her first appearance in the ball game. And Lewistown knew coming in they're going to have to play tough inside defense, but the key to this Lewistown team is the guards playing tough on the 3 North Schuylkill guards.
On the inbound, North Schuylkill pushes it on the baseline. Now they leave her wide open, pulls up and hits a jumper. Number 21, Adrian Wydra, gets the jump shot to go, and North Schuylkill leads Lewistown 12-8.
Great screen that time out front as Maggie Johnston was wiped out and couldn't get near Wydra.
Back on the offensive end, Enid Dunmire with a pull-up jumper, and she buries it. 15-footer from Dunmire, and boy, if she can hit those, that's a big boost for Lewistown. The game is a 2-point lead for North Schuylkill. Lady Spartans with the ball. Wydra out top, guarded by Maggie Johnston. She pulls it up to the top of the circle now, and they'll reset the offense. Running off a screen on the near side is Robertson, guarded there by Feathers. Jasmine Robertson goes into the high post, ball knocked away, loose in the backcourt. And now a foul is going to go against Maggie Johnston. Good hustle by Johnston, but that, unfortunately, I believe, Joel, will be her second foul.
That will be her second foul, as well as Sweeta Hutchinson. As we said earlier, they have 14 fouls, and Lewistown, one place, you know, they're used to playing the three-guard offense, and we'll have to see what happens if Kevin Kodish elects to take Maggie out right now.
He normally does, but then again, you're normally not in the state championship game, so Maggie will stay out there with the 2 fouls. 2:40 left in the first quarter. North Schuylkill with the ball with a 2-point lead, 12-10.
Charlie Funk and Kevin Kodish thought that was only her first foul as they talked to scorekeeper Jim Fosselman.
Shot off the board, no good that time by Robertson. Rebound down to Lewistown, and the Lady Panthers bring it across midcourt. Gingrich on the far side at the NBA line. Dribbles on the baseline now, pull-up jumper is way short, and loose ball, good hustle by Dunmire. Worley gets it, but her shot is no good. And the defensive rebound down to Haley Rowland. So the Lady Panthers getting a second effort there, but the bucket would not fall. 2 minutes to play in the first quarter.
North Schuylkill, a very disciplined team, Roger, running their offense each time down the court.
And that time they drive and then dish inside, and the layup up and in, give the assist to Beth McDonald, and the bucket to number 22, Tara Stepanchik. And the lead is 4 points for North Schuylkill. Lady Panthers with the ball, Maggie Johnston out top. Guarded there by Robertson. Now they go far side to Gingrich, back near side. Jenna Feathers for 3. She buries it. Jenna Feathers with a 3-pointer. And the Lady Panthers wearing the home white here in Hershey, trailing by just a point, 14-13. North Schuylkill not having any trouble with the Lewistown press. They get a layup, but they miss it, and the rebound comes down to Jenna Feathers.
Good play that time by Gingrich as she kept the ball alive, tipped it over to Feathers.
Gingrich now for 3, in and out, and a loose ball on the floor comes down to Rowland. Back come the Spartans. Outlet pass on the far side to Robertson. Driving to the bucket, dishes on the baseline. Pass out top now, pull-up jumper is up and in. Score the bucket, but I think we're gonna have a foul against North Schuylkill inside. It's going to be a made basket on the jump shot, but then a foul against North Schuylkill. So give Stepanchik the field goal, and the lead for North Schuylkill. Now let's see, they have not corrected the scoreboard here yet.
I believe it should be 16-13 North Schuylkill.
Well, they are leaving the scoreboard at 14-13. Now they have corrected it. 16-13. Lewistown with the ball. And now an illegal screen called against the Lady Panthers. Enid Dunmire called for setting an illegal screen. And that'll give the ball back to the Lady Spartans. 50 seconds left in the first quarter. North Schuylkill leading Lewistown 16-13.
Lewistown committing 5 fouls in the first quarter thus far. North Schuylkill only with 1.
Wydra out top with the ball, comes near side to Robertson. Back to Wydra. Heather McElwain now in there for the Lady Panthers. Pick and roll play by North Schuylkill. Bill knocked away and taken back by Feathers. Jenna has it knocked away. Loose ball on the floor, and Lewistown comes up with it. Worley on the far side gets it back out top to Feathers, and Jenna will run the offense. Down to 22 seconds left in the opening quarter. Gingrich at the NBA three-point line out top. Guarded there by Wydra. Comes near side to Feathers. We're down to 13 seconds in the corner. Enid Dunmire, far side to Gingrich for 3. She buries it. Krista Gingrich with a three-pointer. We're tied at 16. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2. They launch a three-pointer, and it hits the rim, but doesn't go. After 1 quarter of play, Lewistown 16, North Schuylkill 16. We'll be back at Hershey right after this. Where will we be at here, Jim, after this minute?
Yeah, they're well disciplined, well coached.
Thank you.
Lewistown's not playing badly.
You said Nittany, right? And
We have a Ford Windstar with its lights on, Pennsylvania license BDX 5063. That's a point Ford Windstar BDX5063. Your lights are on. Fans are reminded if you're standing in the uppermost area of the arena.
Back at the Hershey Park Arena, tonight's state championship game on CHX, brought to you in part by Bodybuilders, Route 522 Lewistown. For complete automotive unibody frame, collision, and restoration services, see Bodybuilders, Route 522 Lewistown. Happy to have you with us tonight on Chicks 105 for the girls AAA state championship. We expected a pretty good ball game, and through one quarter, we are even at 16 all.
And what we expected from Lewistown tonight and North Schuylkill, we're getting. Lewistown 14 of the 16 points from their guards. Jenna Feathers with 7 of those points. Krista Gingrich with 5. North Schuylkill likes to pound the ball inside, but they've spread the scoring out. They have 8 field goals, and they're split among 4 girls.
Lewistown will start the second quarter with Krista Gingrich on the bench getting a breather. 5 players out there for the Lady Panthers: Feathers, Johnston, McElwain, Worley, and Dunmire. Heather McElwain's been a key player here the last couple ball game minutes-wise for Lewistown, Joel.
She does a nice job defensively, doesn't hurt you there, doesn't get much into the flow offensively, but she's a decent rebounder for the Lady Panthers.
Lewistown has the first possession of the second quarter. We're tied at 16. Hillary Worley gets it up to Maggie Johnston, and Maggie with a running one-hander lays it up and in. And Lewistown's girls have regained the lead, 18-16.
Basic fundamental basketball there. Maggie Johnson on a backdoor play with a running one-hander.
North Schuylkill at the offensive end. Lady Spartans looking to go inside. They lob it down low. Shot is short by Rowland. And now a foul is against North Schuylkill. Nice job by the freshman Hillary Worley. They got the entry pass that time to the big girl, Haley Rowland. However, the 6-footer, I think, was too far under the bucket, Joel, and did not get a good look at the basket.
Yeah, good call there, Roger. Rowland too far underneath the bucket, missed it. McDonald picked up her second foul going for that rebound.
Lady Panthers on offense, and a jump ball called as Maggie Johnston, when driving to the bucket, she was tied up by number 22, Tara Stepanchik. So North Schuylkill gets the alternating possession arrow in their favor. And the Lady Spartans will walk it across midcourt, trailing by 2.
Good help side defense that time by North Schuylkill to tie up Maggie Johnston.
Rolling out top with the ball, comes near side to McDonald. Now they go down in the corner. Entry pass knocked away by Jenna Feathers. Loose ball, and Maggie Johnston comes away with the steal for the Lady Panthers. In the front court now, Johnston with the ball, hits McElwain off a screen on the far side. Out top to Worley, the freshman, for 3. No good. And the rebound comes down to North Schuylkill. Haley Rowland, the big 6-footer, doing a nice job. That is her 6th rebound of the ball game. Back on offense, Lady Spartans go out top to McDonald, guarded there by Worley. They go far side now to Rowland. Rowland drives around Dunmire, but Enid with a block, and the ball comes out to Feathers. Jenna trying to go end-to-end all the way to the bucket. She scores! Jenna Feathers goes end-to-end, and Lewistown leads 20-16.
Jenna's 3rd layup of the evening so far. Beat North Schuylkill down the court. I'm not sure, Roger, they know how quick she is.
Out top with the ball for North Schuylkill is Robertson. They go inside. The pull-up shot no good. Robinson with the rebound. Blocked by Dunmire and Worley, I believe. And Lewistown back with the ball on a 4-point lead. 6 minutes to play here in the second quarter for the girls' AAA title. Feathers gives it up out top to Worley. Near side to Maggie Johnston for 3. The shot is short, and the defensive rebound comes down to Stepanchik. She'll give it up. Out top to Wydra, and the senior will bring it across midcourt, guarded by McElwain. Drives inside, nice pass, but they miss the layup and get the offensive rebound. That shot is good, and a foul, and that might be against Enid Dunmire, and I think it is. Score the bucket. She had an easy shot. Haley Rowland missed it, but stayed right there to get the offensive rebound. She gets that offensive rebound and scores it, and I have corrected now. Hillary Worley, the freshman, has been whistled for the foul for the Lady Panthers.
And that's a break for Lewistown that time. That would have been Enid's 2nd foul. Worley now with 1 as well as Enid, but Lewistown not getting good inside position. Now we have an interesting play, Roger.
A double violation. Hillary Worley, the freshman, stepped in before the foul shot was taken. And so did number 32, Beth McDonald, for North Schuylkill. When 2 players go in, it's a double violation. which means we go to the jump ball. The alternating possession arrow gives it to the Lady Panthers. So a break there for Lewistown. They have the ball. Nikki Snyder, the sophomore, in now out top, gives it up far side to Gingrich. Back to Johnston. Maggie for three. No good. And the defensive rebound comes down to Stepanchik. And the guards for North Schuylkill doing a good job rebounding. Schuylkill right down inside and putting it up and in is Beth McDonald. And their big girls are doing the damage for the Lady Spartans. We are tied at 20 all with 5 minutes to play here in the first half.
McDonald and Rowland each have 6 points, total of 12 out of the 20 North Schuylkill points.
Krista Gingrich on the near side, drives a baseline, pull-up, jumper up and in. Krista Gingrich hits for two, and Lewistown back up by two at 22-20.
One of Gingrich's favorite spots on the floor, the 15-foot baseline jumper.
With the ball, the Lady Spartans working the offense. 4.5 minutes to go. They go right inside to Rowland. Rowland to the bucket, puts it up and in. And North Schuylkill just going right at the Lewistown inside game. Right now, Enid Dunmire getting a break. So they're going at a freshman and a sophomore in Snyder and Worley. And they just don't have the experience to take on those two seniors from North Schuylkill. Feathers with the ball on the offensive end for the Lady Panthers. The game is tied. Krista Gingrich out top, picked up there by Wydra. Near side to Feathers. Jenna drives to the bucket. Score it! Great body control by the sophomore, Jenna Feathers. Went up in the air with a pump shot. Got it to fall, and Lewistown back up by two.
And that shot was over Rowland, who's about 9 inches taller than Feathers.
Back on the offensive end, Beth McDonald drives the baseline right by Worley. Her shot is no good, but she's fouled. And Lewistown really having a hard time guarding Beth McDonald or Haley Rowland, the two seniors who are listed at 6 foot and 5'11". And I tell you what, Joel, they're not your typical 6 foot girls. These girls can handle the ball, and we're seeing them put it on the floor from about 15 feet and driving it for layups.
And that time, Hillary Worley, just a little bit of inexperience, let McDonald go baseline on her. She had a quick first step and blew right by Worley.
At the foul line, the shot is no good, and North Schuylkill struggling, Joel, at the foul line here early as Beth McDonald misses the first of two.
They are 0 for 4 thus far, midway through the second quarter.
Second shot is good. And we have a timeout on the floor. With 3 minutes and 49 seconds to play in the half, Lewistown's girls lead North Schuylkill 24-23. We'll return to the Hershey Park Arena right after this. 3 minutes and 49 seconds left in the first half. Tonight's state championship game brought to you in part by Suburban Propane, Logan Boulevard, Burnham. For complete propane service, see Suburban Propane, Logan Boulevard in Burnham. We are down to the 3 minute and 49 second mark here in the first half. Lewistown leading 24-23, and really for the Lady Panthers, things I think going pretty well when you consider all. Maggie Johnston picked up 2 fouls. She's been able to play through that with no problem. Sweeta Hutchinson has not been in there very much because of foul trouble either. They're playing a lot of youngsters and still have a 1-point lead.
And give credit to Hillary Worley off the bench tonight. She's not playing like a freshman. A little inexperienced against these seniors, but you know, she pulled up for that 3-point shot with all the confidence in the world. Unfortunately, it didn't fall.
Krista Gingrich on the offensive end for Lewistown, gives it up to Jenna Feathers on the near side. Enid Dunmire has it knocked away, loose ball on the floor, but Enid hustles to get it back and then throws it away. Trying to shuffle the pass to Maggie Johnston. The ball went out of bounds. So give it back to North Schuylkill. Some people calling the station this week wanting to know where North Schuylkill is from. It's up in Ashland, Pennsylvania, up in the coal regions. Lady Spartans have the ball, trailing by a point with 3:20 to go here in the first half. They try to go down inside, ball knocked away, but good hustle by McDonald to get it back. She hands off to Rowland. Back out top they go to Wydra, and Wydra will run the Lady Spartan offense. She goes far side with it. Now they go down on the baseline. Shot partially blocked, but the offensive rebound, no good. Another rebound, ball knocked away and stolen by Gingrich. Outlet pass to Jenna Feathers. Jenna on the run, score it. Jenna Feathers has done it all season long. You can call it cherry picking, you can call it whatever you want, but it's turning into points. And Lewistown leads 26-23. On the offensive end, Beth McDonald, pull-up jumper, no good. Ball hustled by Widra to try and save it, but it goes right to Jenna Feathers. And the Lady Panthers back with the ball and a 3-point lead.
One of the few times tonight Lewistown only gave North Schuylkill one shot.
Jenna Feathers fires a 3-pointer. It's no good. And the defensive rebound comes down to Haley Rowland. So the Spartans back with the ball, trailing by 3. We're approaching the 2-minute mark here in the first half.
Speaking of one shot, the Lewistown Lady Panthers only getting one shot every time down the court.
And North Schuylkill nearly thrown away. Good hustle by Lewistown, but coming out to save it is McDonald. Lady Spartans maintain possession. Far side, Adrian Widra with the ball. North Schuylkill looking to maybe try and spread the floor a little bit more here. And Gingrich steals it. Here come the Lady Panthers, 2-on-1. Gingrich to the bucket, missed the layup. And the defensive rebound comes down to North Schuylkill. Krista maybe should have given that one off to Maggie Johnston. But the shot missed and the rebound back to North Schuylkill with 1.5 minutes to play. Lady Spartans with the ball, still trailing Lewistown by 3. We are in the second quarter here in the girls AAA state championship. North Schuylkill skip pass just to Panchik. She's guarded tightly by Gingrich. She hands off to Widra. Widra guarded there by Feathers, dribbles out top, and they'll set the offense. So North Schuylkill being very patient in Lewistown, playing very good defense, Joel.
Yeah, and a change defensively for Lewistown now is Jenna Feathers playing Widra as Maggie Johnson now guarding Robertson.
And a traveling violation called against Beth McDonald. She tried to make a move on Hillary Worley and was called for the travel. Turnover number 7 for North Schuylkill. Lady Panthers with the ball. They've committed just 3. Krista Gingrich on the far side. We're under 1 minute to go in the quarter. Maggie Johnston for 3. Her shot is no good. And the long rebound in the corner is run down by Jasmine Robertson. And back come the Lady Spartans. That lead staying at 3 points for Lewistown. North Schuylkill with the ball. Widra drives to the bucket. Her shot is no good. And Jenna Feathers with a rebound. Outlet pass to Maggie Johnston. Here come the Lady Panthers. Maggie with a pull-up jumper. No good. Enid Dunmire with a rebound. Her shot is blocked. She gets it back. And they're going to call a foul on the floor against North Schuylkill. So Dunmire missed the shot, but she did get the offensive rebound and drew a foul, and that might be a big foul in this ball game, Joel.
That is a 3rd foul against Beth McDonald tonight for North Schuylkill. She's going to come to the bench right now, so it is a big foul. Lewistown, Sweeta Hutchinson and Maggie Johnson with 2 fouls. Roger, tonight Maggie has scored 4 points for Lewistown, all on running one-handers, having trouble hitting anything from the outside.
Lewistown on the inbound. Worley throws it away. Loose ball, but it's last touch by North Schuylkill. Coming into the ball game for the Lady Spartans, Megan Britt seeing her first action of the night as she replaces Beth McDonald. Lewistown will inbound right at midcourt with 20 seconds left in the first half. They come near side to Hillary Worley. Worley, the freshman, driving to the bucket with a shot off glass, and it goes. Hillary Worley puts it in. It's a 5-point lead. 9 seconds left in the half. 6 seconds, 5. I'm not sure North Schuylkill is aware of the clock. Widra in the corner. They do not get a shot off. That's the end of the first half. North Schuylkill unaware of the clock, which is located at the top of the Hershey Park Arena. We've played 16 minutes. The Lewistown girls lead 28-25. We'll be back with the halftime show from Hershey right after this. Arena. We are at the half where the Lady Panthers lead by 5. 28-23 is the score as they lead over the Lady Spartans of North Schuylkill. Our live coverage from the Hershey Park Arena brought to you in part by Omega Bank, your hometown professional with 7 area offices. They are certainly proud of the Lewistown boys and girls. And with us at the half, 2 members of the Panther boy basketball team, Greg Warfel and Brian O'Donnell. And super night last night. Unfortunately, things didn't quite work out. And Greg, we'll start with you. The one thing I noticed covering both teams, Lewistown girls had that #1 ranking throughout most of the season, and it seemed like they felt a lot of pressure to win things. Watching you guys, it was just the opposite. You guys seemed like a loose crew the whole way through, and I think that helped you a lot. You guys seem to have a lot of confidence throughout this tournament.
Yeah, we had a lot of confidence. No one really ever respected us. We just wanted to go out and prove to everybody that we could win.
I think I asked your head coach about that, Wayne Brookhart, after the ball game. I said, Wayne, do you think that you guys have earned that respect? And he said, well, I certainly hope so, because you guys knocked off a lot of teams. You think about it, you beat the two-time defending state champions from Blackhawk, made it all the way to Hershey, and in fact a one-point game going into the fourth quarter, and things kind of got away there a little bit from you in that fourth quarter, but it certainly doesn't take away from it. I know you guys felt bad last night. Now it's been 24 hours later. How does it feel now?
Still mad because just wish we would have won, but they had a great season anyways.
Yeah, you guys certainly did. Brian O'Donnell also with us, the sophomore who had a game high last night for the Lewistown boys of 18 points. And, you know, sophomores are supposed to be nervous out there, Brian, and you didn't seem to have any nerves at all in the basketball game. Got Lewistown off to a good start, and again, another great ball game for you. It has to be great experience for a sophomore to play at Hershey Park.
Yeah, it is a great experience. Out there playing with a lot of great players, and I know I'm just a sophomore, but when people get me the ball, I know that Coke was getting double team, triple team. He was getting me the ball. I was getting my points, so hopefully we'll be back next year.
And let's look ahead to that. I know that this has been a great season, but a lot of people will look at this team. You're losing some quality seniors. Greg, one of those, and Scott Kokendorfer, of course, who's been one of the main stars on this team, and you will have some replacements to do. But I know, just talking to you guys, you seem very confident about what's ahead for this team as well.
Oh, definitely. Like you said, we're losing 7 great seniors. Scott Kokendorfer, probably one of the best players played for Lewistown, but we got a lot of players coming up with a lot of heart, and hard work should get us back here next year.
And Greg being one of the seniors on this team, I'm sure for you it was a special season with that in mind, and people will remember, you know, we remembered the 1928 team coming into this ball game, and I don't know if that'll ever sink into you until you get a little bit older, but people are going to remember this 1997 team. That has to be special for you.
Yeah, it's real special. Just proud of the whole team.
All right, and we're certainly proud of you as well. Folks, we're at the half. It is 28-23. The Lewistown girls leading North Schuylkill right now, and they are 16 minutes away from maybe bringing back a state championship to Mifflin County. When we come back, we'll talk with Lewistown boys head coach Wayne Brookhart. He has also joined us. We'll be back with more on the halftime show right after this. Welcome back again live to the Hershey Park Arena. We are at the half of the girls AAA state championship game, brought to you in part on Chicks 105 by George Davidson, your PGA golf professional in at the Lewistown Country Club. For all your golf equipment, accessories, and apparel, see George Davidson at the Lewistown Country Club. Happy to help support the Lewistown boys and girls in this championship weekend. Before we start the second half, Wayne Brookhart is with us, head coach of the Lewistown boys. And Wayne, talked to a couple of your players there. And while still disappointed, you can see the smiles now starting to set in on their faces. What a great season.
Yeah, this one's one that doesn't last long because you want to get to Hershey. You'd love to win the game, but the experience just outweighs anything else that happens during the game.
And what's it been like here? I know you guys stayed in Hershey last night. It's now been 24 hours. What's the team been like today?
They've had a great time. They're really enjoying themselves. They know they lost to a great team. It's a game they could have won. Everybody leaves Hershey feeling like they could have won because everybody here is a good team and they're used to winning. We're just real happy we've had the chance to be here. And
we're set to start the second half. Good start for the Lady Panthers.
Yeah, they're looking really good. The guards are really going at it again, and Enid's really controlling the boards. I think they got a real good shot here.
Okay, we're ready to start the second half of play. We thank Wayne Brookhart for joining us here in the booth. In fact, we'll let Wayne stay with us here for a little bit as the second half is now underway. North Schuylkill with the ball to start this second half of play. And their first pass knocked out of bounds on the near side. 28-23 is the score. Lewistown girls leading by 5.
These first 3 minutes are very important, Roger, for North Schuylkill. See if Lewistown has a tendency to make some runs here.
North Schuylkill goes right inside, and they get the bucket from number 32, Beth McDonald. So the Lady Spartans cut the Lewistown lead to 3 points. Gingrich with the ball. Far side to Feathers. Jenna skip pass to Sweeta Hutchinson. Pull up jumper short. And the long rebound comes out to Wydra, the senior guard. North Schuylkill will bring it across midcourt. Jenna Feathers picks up on defense as the Lady Panthers have played man-to-man throughout. They go far side to Rowland. Back out top to Wydra. Now they come near side to Stepanchik. Looking for a cutter down low. McDonald defended nicely by Hutchinson. High post they go to Rowland. Her shot partially blocked. And good tiptoe on the baseline by Krista Gingrich to keep the ball in play for the Lady Panthers. Maggie Johnston to the other end for 3. It is short. Hutchinson with a rebound, and she scores. The senior Sweeta Hutchinson puts in 2, and Lewistown back up by 5, 30-25.
One of the few offensive rebounds tonight from the Lady Panthers. That time, Sweeta Hutchinson in the right place at the right time and got the putback.
Widra back with the ball for North Schuylkill. Lady Spartans have it, but trail by 5. They lob inside to McDonald. Ball knocked away, and Enid Dunmeyer right there with the steal for the Lady Panthers. She hands off to Krista Gingrich. Gingrich brings it across the timeline, hands off to Maggie Johnston. Maggie on the near side. Good screen by Sweeta Hutchinson. Back to Sweeta, and now back through Krista Gingrich, and Krista hustles to get it before it goes into the backcourt. Gingrich off a screen, pull-up jumper up and in. Gingrich hits for 2. It won't go in the book as an assist, but it should be for Enid Dunmeyer, who set a great screen, Joel, to free her up.
Freed her up right at the left elbow as Lewistown going from left to right here in the third quarter.
Now a 7-point lead for the Lady Panthers. North Schuylkill with the ball. They go to Widra in the corner. Lob down low to McDonald. She puts it up and in for 2. And boy, they do have a nice post game, and the lead is 5 points for the Lady Panthers with 5 minutes and 35 seconds to go in the third quarter.
Let's see if Lewistown tries to go down low against McDonald, as she's the only one in this ball game with 3 fouls.
Gingrich off the screen again, pull up jumper, and she hits it. The last time she went to the left off a screen, this time she goes to the right. And if Gingrich gets looks like that from about 15 feet, it'll be a long second half for North Schuylkill. Lady Spartans back with the ball. They go to Rowland in the high post. Tries to make a move on Dunmeyer. Knocked away. Loose ball. But it comes right to Widra. Widra on the far side. Pick and roll play down low to McDonald. Shot is no good. Loose ball. And Krista Gingrich rebounds. Outlet to Maggie Johnson. Jenna Feathers streaking to the other end. Maggie going all the way to the bucket. Oh my goodness. We have an offensive foul, and Maggie landed right on her head. Luckily, Maggie is getting up on the play. Tell you what, the girl might have had position, but I think she definitely moved a little bit on the play. And Maggie ended up being undercut, and that is also a big foul, Joel, the 3rd on Maggie Johnston.
I think that should have been a no call that time, Roger. The girl had position. Maggie driving. There really was not a whole lot of contact. They both hit the floor because it was awkward contact that time, but I think they could have let that one go.
Get in the game, ref.
So we are set to go here. Fans above us not happy with the call, as you might have heard over the broadcast. North Schuylkill will inbound in the backcourt. Not quite sure what the delay is. I guess they were trying to straighten it away at the scorer's table to make sure who the foul was called on. Well, the Lady Spartans, after that offensive foul by Maggie Johnston, will get it in the backcourt. Heather McElwain has checked into the lineup now for Lewistown, replacing Johnston. Spartans with the ball in the corner. Stepanchik guarded tightly there by Gingrich. Good defense by Lewistown. Gives it off out top to Robinson. Robinson goes far side to Widra. Widra guarded there by Feathers. 4.5 minutes to play in the third quarter. They go in the corner to Robinson. Robinson guarded there by McElwain. Drives the baseline. Pull-up jumper is short, and loose ball on the floor, and Krista Gingrich comes out of there with it. Gingrich across midcourt. Krista trying to go end-to-end. Pass to McElwain. She buries a jumper. Heather McElwain hits for 2, and the Lady Panthers have their largest lead of the ball game at 36-27 with 4 minutes to play in the third quarter.
Always a bonus for the Lady Panthers when they can get scoring off the bench.
Widra drives to the bucket. Ball knocked away, but it goes right to Robertson. Her shot no good. Offensive rebound. That shot no good by number 32, Beth McDonald, but she was fouled. And McDonald will go to the line and shoot 2 for the Lady Spartans, who trail by 9 with 3:53 left to play here in this third quarter.
McElwain picked up her first foul of the game. That's the second Lewistown foul in the second half.
At the line, the 5'11 senior misses the first foul shot. And Joel, they are continuing to struggle at the foul line.
And McDonald is the big struggler, as that was her 5th shot at the free throw line. She's 1 for 5.
And Lewistown stepped in the lane early. The second foul shot was missed, but Heather McElwain, a lane violation. And looking over at the bench, assistant coach Charlie Funk burying his head on that one. So the second shot is good. And an official's timeout on the floor. 3:53 to play in the third quarter. The Lewistown girls lead by 8 We'll be back at Hershey right after this. Try to get some final comments from you here.
McElwain, big baseline jumper.
Nice shot by McElwain. Back at the Hershey Park Arena, 3 minutes and 53 seconds to go in the third quarter. Tonight's state championship basketball game on Chicks 105, brought to you in part by the Indian Valley Warrior and Lady Warrior basketball teams, who congratulate the Lewistown Panther and Lady Panthers on their championship season. We are all behind you. Bring back a state banner to Mifflin County. With us again, Wayne Brookhart, head coach of the Lewistown boys. Before we start this final 3:53 to go in the third quarter, I know, Wayne, you wanted to send along a final thank you, and thank you. I know for you, you feel like it's not enough. This has been quite an experience.
Yeah, I just wanted to thank all the people in Lewistown and all of Mifflin County for the great support we've gotten. They've made this just a wonderful time for me and for all of our kids, and it's just nice to see everybody get behind us, and we feel the same way about all of them. If there ever another team that goes on from any school in the county, we'd be with them also.
All right, Wayne Brookhart, head coach of the Lewistown boys. Lewistown girls on the inbound. Krista Gingrich tries to go end-to-end, but the shot is no good. And the rebound down to North Schuylkill. 3.5 minutes to play in the third quarter. 36-28, Lewistown leading by 8. And North Schuylkill throws it away. Trying to drive to the bucket that time was number 21, Adrian Wydra. Her pass too tall, and the turnover gives it back to the Lady Panthers.
North Schuylkill playing their best when they can dump the ball down inside, trying to go down low that time.
Lewistown on offense. Sweeta Hutchinson puts it up and in. Nice screen by by Melissa Merrill, who checked into the ball game. Nice screen on the baseline, freeing up Hutchinson, and the Lady Panthers with their largest lead now at 38-28. McDonald on the baseline for North Schuylkill, goes to Rowland in the high post. And they're going to call a traveling violation. Boy, that looked like a foul. Krista Gingrich all over the arms of McDonald, but I tell you what, that's what we've seen all day here at Hershey, Joel. You've got to really hammer somebody in the state championship to commit a foul.
Yeah, the whistles are in the pockets for most of the games. We saw that last night in the boys' game also.
Lewistown back on offense. Krista Gingrich knocks down to the floor. Loose ball, but McElwain gets it to Jenna Feathers. Skip pass to Hutchinson on the baseline. Her shot is blocked, but the rebound comes right back to Sweeta. Out top to Krista Gingrich. Back to Hutchinson on the far side. Underneath to Melissa Merrill. Her shot is no good. And the defensive rebound comes down to Wydra.
Good ball movement that time by the Lady Panthers. Worked the perimeter, then found Melissa Merrill underneath.
Schuylkill with the ball, trailing by 10. Far side, Jasmine Robinson. Pass on the baseline to McDonald, guarded there by McElwain. Robinson back out top to Wydra. Lady Panthers continuing to play man, and North Schuylkill throws it away again, and the Lady Spartans really seem out of sync, Joel, as Maggie Johnston checks back in along with Hillary Worley for the Lady Panthers.
Where they didn't make many mistakes in their half-court offense the first half, they're starting to make them in the second half. That could be a sign of being a little bit tired.
It's their 10th turnover.
10th turnover of the ball game for North Schuylkill. Lady Panthers, unbelievably, have just committed 3 turnovers here in Hershey. Jenna Feathers brings it across midcourt. They come near side to Maggie Johnston. Ball knocked away. Good hustle by Maggie to save it. Back to Jenna Feathers. Skip pass to the freshman Worley. Worley back out top to Feathers. We're under 2 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Sweeta Hutchinson for about 15 feet. The shot no good. Rebound Merrill. Her putback no good. And the ball out of bounds off North Schuylkill. So Lewistown will get the inbound. 1 minute and 46 seconds to play in the third quarter.
Lewistown getting better inside play this half, especially on the offensive boards. They're getting some second opportunities. Unfortunately, they've been unable to convert most of them.
Pass by Hutchinson, knocked out of bounds. Last touch by North Schuylkill. Pull-up jumper on the baseline by Maggie Johnston, no good, and the rebound down to the Spartans.
Valuable rest time.
North Schuylkill with the ball, trailing by 10. Krista Gingrich still on the bench, getting a good breather here for the Lady Panthers in the third quarter. Lady Spartans out top with the basketball to Stepanchik, guarded there by Hutchinson. Pass goes on the far side to Rowland, down low to Beckhart. Her shot no good, and they tie it up for the rebound. Oh, and she may be hurt. She may have separated a shoulder even. That ball was tied up, and she is in some pain out there. Number 30, Haley Rowland, may have really hurt herself there.
Roger, check
and we
that.
might get a technical foul here now as the assistant coach was up without being beckoned on the floor. And the official coming over and talking with LaFay Hope, who has been here to Hershey 3 times, not happy with the call there. Was just simply a jump ball, though. Both players had it, and she ended up pulling it backwards and pulled her shoulder backwards, so she will come out of the game. Beth McDonald, we'll have to see how that affects her the rest of the way.
Well, McDonald, it was an awkward position. Sweeta Hutchinson and McDonald came down with the ball together, and Hutchinson pulled her arm back by grabbing the ball.
Gingrich back in. Lewistown with a turnover, however. McElwain has it stolen by Wydra. She comes down the floor. Her shot is no good, but McElwain fouls her, and she'll go to the line and shoot 2. So Adrian Wydra will try to break a scoring drought here for North Schuylkill. Lady Spartans having a rough time here in the third quarter, Joel, as with 1:03 to play in the third, they still trail 38-28.
Not sure about that call. Kevin Kodish and Charlie Funk yelling about it also. I think she was looking to pass that ball, Roger, and they gave her the act of shooting, but there was another North Schuylkill girl blowing down the right lane.
At the foul line, the shot up and good by Wydra. Second shot by the Lady Spartan senior is good.
They've only taken 4 shots this quarter.
It is a 8-point lead for the Lady Panthers, and now a foul in the backcourt against North Schuylkill, called against Wydra for the hand check. North Schuylkill arguing that Gingrich used the elbow to push off. The official would have nothing of it. And Lewistown inbounds in the backcourt.
Interesting statistic tonight. That is only the 4th team foul against North Schuylkill all evening. Lewistown has yet to shoot a free throw tonight.
Lady Panthers with the ball. Maggie Johnston far side to Gingrich. Krista driving in the lane with a running one-hander. No good. They bang for the rebound. Still loose on the floor. And it's going to end up in the hands of Wydra. And she will bring it across midcourt for the Lady Spartans. 35 seconds left in the third quarter. Lewistown leading by 8. Adrian Wydra out top with the ball. Goes far side to Stepanchik. Skip pass on the near side to Robertson. Inside pull-up jumper up and in. Robertson gets a shot to fall, and the Lady Panther lead is 6 with now 15 seconds left in the third, and expect the Lady Panthers to take the last shot, but they throw it away. Krista Gingrich's pass on the far side missed McElwain. So the Lady Spartans will get the last shot. That could be a big turnover, Joel. You're looking at maybe a 4-point swing. If they get a bucket there, they go into the fourth leading by 8. Now North Schuylkill with a chance to cut it to 4.
It was 5 at halftime, and the North Schuylkill coach is telling their players there's only 10 seconds to go in the quarter.
9 seconds, 8 seconds, 6. Wydra drives all the way to the bucket. No good, but she's fouled, and she may be hurt. She may have either injured the leg or the ankle. Wydra getting up slowly on the play.
Fouls on number 10,
Krista Gingrich committed the foul. A good foul by Gingrich because she had, for some reason, Joel, freed up completely and just drove right to the bucket. 3 seconds left in the third quarter. Wydra will shoot 2 with a 6-point deficit for North Schuylkill.
Wydra drove by Feathers that time, and there was no help by Lewistown. Gingrich had to come way off the weak side to try to get in there and help that play.
And the shot is up and good by Adrian Wydra. 3 seconds left at the third quarter. Let's not forget what happened at the end of the third quarter last night when Kokendorfer buried one from about 65. Second shot, no good. Dunmeyer with a rebound, and that's going to end the third quarter. 8 minutes to play. Your Lady Panthers lead 38-33. We'll be back at the Hershey Park Arena right after this. Welcome back again live to the Hershey Park Arena. A 5-point lead for the Lady Panthers, 38-33, as we get set to hit the final quarter of play. Our award-winning coverage from the Hershey Park Arena on WCHX FM 105.5 in Lewistown is brought to you in part by Silver Scissors Beauty Salon. Go get 'em Panthers from Linda at Silver Scissors, Montgomery Avenue, Lewistown, congratulating the Lewistown boys and girls on a fabulous 1997 season. Joel, the Lady Panthers are 8 minutes away from gold medals. They lead by 5 as we head to the fourth quarter.
Last night, the momentum favored Lewistown coming out of the third quarter. Tonight, it favors North Schuylkill, as Lewistown had a 10-point lead most of the way in the third quarter, but North Schuylkill scored the last 5 points. They cut the lead in half, and they only trail by 5, heading for the final 8 minutes.
Lewistown outshot them 12-6.
North Schuylkill will inbound on the far side. It will be their ball to start the final 8 minutes of play. Lady Spartans inbound, and they come to the near side to McDonald, guarded there by McElwain. McDonald off a screen in the high post. They run the pick and roll to Rowland, knocked away by Gingrich, and McElwain gets the steal. Boy, they have done a nice job defending that pick and roll since early in the ball game. Krista drives end-to-end, pull-up jumper, up and in. Krista Gingrich, the junior, hits for 2, and the Lady Panthers lead by 7.
Gingrich that time found her favorite spot, 15 feet on the baseline, and hit the jumper.
North Schuylkill with the ball now, trailing 40-33. They dribbled in the high post, and I think we're going to have a foul against North Schuylkill. Yes, we will. An illegal screen against Beth McDonald. And that will be her 4th, Billy.
That is her 4th. That is only North Schuylkill as a team has 5 fouls tonight. Beth McDonald has 4 of them. If they lose Beth McDonald, it could be bye-bye North Schuylkill.
So substitution, head coach LaFay Hope sending in number 31 Megan Britt to replace McDonald. With 7:22 to play in the game. Lady Panthers leading by 7 with the ball. They inbound to Maggie Johnston in the backcourt. She gives up to Gingrich, and now a half-court trap installed by North Schuylkill. Lewistown does a nice job getting it across. Johnston skip pass to Feathers in the corner. They go to Dunmeyer in the high post. Pull-up jumper, no good. And the defensive rebound comes down to Haley Rowland.
We've heard Rowland on the defensive end this half, Roger. She has yet to score in the second half after 8 first-half points.
They go right down inside. Shot is up and somehow went in. I don't even know if she saw the bucket, but number 22, Tara Stepanchik, got it to fall. And North Schuylkill back within 5 at 40-35. Lady Panthers with a 5-point lead. Feathers with the ball on the far side. Penetrates, kicks to Hutchinson, back out top to Gingrich. 6.5 minutes to go here in Hershey. Feathers with the ball in the corner, drives the baseline, picks it up, back to Gingrich. Krista from about 18 feet, she hits it! And Lewistown leads by 7, 42-35.
Great penetration that time by Feathers. She kicked it right back outside to Gingrich. Gingrich with the open jumper, buried it, as you would say, Roger.
On the near side, Rowland down in the corner to Robertson. Robertson back out top, Wydra shot fake, goes to the bucket, pull-up jumper off glass, no good. Gets her own rebound, spin move, and scores. Nice move by Wydra. Could have been a travel, but nothing called. And Lewistown with the rebound will bring it back up court. Gingrich goes down to Feathers. Feathers back to Johnston, and Lewistown will set the offense. 5:45 to play. Jenna Feathers on the near side at the three-point line. Skip past to Gingrich from NBA range. It is short. Wow. From way downtown, the shot was off the mark. And North Schuylkill with the ball wants a timeout. We'll take a timeout as well. It's 42-37. Lewistown leads. We'll be back right after this.
No, she's hit him from there before. I think
Lewistown has taken 16 shots in the second half, and North Schuylkill has only taken 8.
Back at the Hershey Park Arena, you are listening to the Girls AAA State Championship on Chicks 105, brought to you in part by Wilson's Meats and Groceries. Best of luck to the Lewistown basketball team from Wilson's Meats and Groceries, top of the hill, Juniata Terrace. For meats and groceries and Pennsylvania lottery games, it's Wilson's Meats and Groceries. 8 minutes away from gold medals at Hershey for the Lewistown Lady Panthers. They have never been to the state championship, but they're 8 minutes away from a win. They lead by 5, 42-37. Certainly anybody's ball game still at this point, Joel, but Lewistown does seem to be able to maintain control.
They've maintained at least a 5-point lead in the second half. Now North Schuylkill with the ball now. They have an opportunity to cut into that 5-point lead and get it down to 3.
After the timeout, Lady Spartans will inbound right at midcourt. And they get it in to Robertson, guarded there by Johnston. Robertson gets by her and throws it away. Boy, they just miscommunicated. Robertson picked up the dribble, and Tara Stepanchik went the other way. Another turnover by North Schuylkill.
It seems that North Schuylkill needs to have the ball in Adrian Widra's hand to run the offense to be as effective as it can be.
Krista Gingrich in the backcourt, double teamed and throws it away. Steal by North Schuylkill, but Feathers from behind knocks it loose, but it goes right to North Schuylkill, and they score. Tara Stepanchik with the bucket. 5 minutes to play, and the Lady Spartans have cut the Lewistown lead to 3 points. Jenna Feathers out top with the basketball. Kevin Kodish giving the circle sign, telling them to run the offense. Gingrich in the corner for 3. The shot is no good. And the defensive rebound to North Schuylkill. Lady Spartans with the ball, trailing by 3 points. What a ball game here for the girls' AAA championship. Rowland out top, guarded by Dunmeyer. They now run the flex. They fire a three-pointer. It is short by McDonald, and Enid Dunmeyer with a rebound. Outlet pass to Jenna Feathers. She'll hand off to Maggie Johnston. And Lewistown will rocket across midcourt with that 42-39 lead.
Lewistown needs to work the ball offensively, get a good shot, hold the ball as much as they can. North Schuylkill with only 2 team fouls has plenty to give here in the last 4 minutes, 15 seconds, Roger.
Lady Panthers may be looking to be a little bit more patient on this possession as they are spreading the floor. 4 perimeter players cutting through the lane, and Enid Dunmeyer working in the post. They swing it around the horn to Maggie Johnston. Maggie at the 3-point line decides better of it. They go back to Gingrich. She drives the baseline. Her shot is good. Score it, and she's fouled. It's a good basket, I believe. We'll wait for the signal from the official and score it. It's a good bucket. Lewistown leads 44-39 with 3:55 to go. Big move by the junior, Joel, driving the baseline and a chance at a 3-point play.
Give the Lewistown girls a lot of credit that time as they were very patient offensively. Gingrich found the slot there that time, went baseline, got the bucket and the free throw for the 3-point play.
First foul shot of the evening.
6-point lead, and that was the first foul shot of the night for the Lady Panthers, and Gingrich made it. On offense, North Schuylkill right inside, wide open, and laying it up and in is Tara Stepanchik, and the Lady Spartans will not go away. Lewistown leading 45-41 with 3.5 minutes to play. Maggie Johnston out top with the ball, guarded there by Robertson. Far side to Gingrich, back to Johnson, near side. Feathers at the 3-point line, goes into Dunmeyer. Enid out top to Gingrich. Gingrich drives on the baseline, back out to Feathers. Feathers skip pass, Johnston for 3. She buries it! 3 minutes and 10 seconds to play. Johnston buries one, and it's a 7-point lead for the Lady Panthers.
We've been waiting for Maggie to hit that one all night.
Wydra to the bucket, no good, but she's fouled. Krista Gingrich committing the foul as Wydra drove hard to the basket. The clock will be stopped with 3 minutes and 1 second to play. Good foul by Gingrich. That's the second time she's had to do that, Joel. And a timeout is taken on the floor. 3 minutes to go, 48-41 Lewistown. We'll be back in Hershey right after this. Back at the Hershey Park Arena, the state championship on Chicks brought to you in part by West Side Gallery, West Market Street, Lewistown, offering custom framing, art and craft supplies, saluting the Lewistown basketball teams on another great season. At the foul line, Wydra for North Schuylkill, 3 minutes and 1 second to play, and her foul shot is no good. She misses the first of 2. It's a 7-point lead for Lewistown.
This is coming to the final 3 minutes where Lewistown likes to spread the court, Roger, and try to draw fouls from the defensive team.
Second foul shot was good. Lady Panther lead is 6 points. Clock running under 3 minutes to go. Gingrich out top with the ball, guarded there by Wydra. Picks up the dribble, back out top to Maggie Johnston. Robertson now on the defense. They come near side to Jenna Feathers. Pass knocked away. Good hustle by Gingrich to get it back, and she gets it out top to Feathers. Near side to Maggie Johnston for three. No good. And the rebound down to Robertson. So North Schuylkill with the ball, trying to cut into that 6-point lead. Lady Spartans have only taken 1 3-pointer in the game, and they missed it. They go inside. The shot is no good, but they get the rebound. McDonald with the ball inside. Shot up and good. And the lead is down to 4 points. Lady Panthers leading by 4 with the ball. Krista Gingrich across midcourt, gets it back out top to Maggie Johnson. We're approaching 2 minutes to play in the ball game.
Looks like Lewistown will go to their 4th-quarter spread.
Gingrich drives to the bucket, and she scores! She scores! Krista Gingrich for 2, and it's a 6-point lead with 1:56 to play. Look for the Lady Panthers to go to the delay game the next time down. Pick and roll for North Schuylkill. The shot is up and good. Oh, and they're going to say no bucket, a foul before the shot.
I'm not sure how you call a foul before the shot that time, Roger.
That's a big break for the Lady Panthers. It certainly looked like that would be a good basket and a potential 3-point play, but no bucket. Foul on Lewistown. Timeout taken by the Panthers. 1:50 to go. Lewistown leading by 6. We'll be back at the Hershey Park Arena right after this.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have 3 vehicles with the lights on. We have a black Honda Civic APJ 4321. We have a silver Contour BGN 4996. And we have a silver Acura UVL 901. Your lights are on.
Back at the Hershey Park Arena, our award-winning coverage of the state championship game is brought to you in part by Roy Barrier and Son, Coal and Fuel Oil of Lewistown, congratulating Lewistown for advancing to the state championship game. North Schuylkill with the ball. They will inbound, trailing by 6 with 1:40 to go. They go inside, and a jump ball. Oh my goodness, what a break for Lewistown. Those last 2 calls have really been breaks. It looked like an obvious foul by the Lady Panthers, but instead they call a jump ball. The alternating possession arrow gives it to Lewistown. They will inbound in the backcourt, leading by 6. Johnson across midcourt, a big collision. No foul called. Back on the near side to Gingrich. Ball knocked away, scramble on the floor, and the officials have pretty much put their whistles in their pockets here. I don't think we're going to see another foul called tonight.
Well, I think we'll see a couple here. They better foul quickly, as they only have 3, and North Schuylkill does foul immediately after I said that, Roger.
LaFay Hope, furious, has his head buried in his hands. The last 2 calls just... I'm glad it didn't go against us, because I'd be furious up here. But Lewistown, 2 huge breaks on those last 2 foul calls. Timeout on the floor. 1:23 to go. Lady Panthers leading by 6. We'll return to Hershey right after this.
Fans are again reminded we will conduct our medals presentations immediately following the completion of this game.
Hey, Jim, this is Calkins, right?
Who's that foul on?
What is that now? Yeah. Oh, where are we? Jim? Which one are we at right now? Oh, okay. Okay, no problem.
It'll work. Okay. We're gonna use, what do you want? Number. Okay.
Back at the Hershey Park Arena, 1:23 to play in the ball game. Lewistown will inbound on the far side. Hutchinson gets it into Maggie Johnston, and a foul called immediately against North Schuylkill. Foul committed by number 13, Jasmine Robertson. During the timeout, Joel LaFay Hope and the North Schuylkill coaches working the officials. Two big no calls there, really helping the Lady Panthers here at Hershey.
Well, they better hope that the officials call fouls against them right now, as they need to start sending Lewistown to the line.
And there might be a return one. Looked like Gingrich was pushed out of bounds on the inbound. Instead, they just say she stepped out of bounds. A turnover by Lewistown.
It would have been a good hockey hip check down here, Roger.
Lady Spartans have the ball, trailing by 6, a minute and 16 to play. They drive to the bucket, and a foul against Lewistown, committed by Enid Dunmeyer. And I tell you what, hate to point anybody out, but the female official under the bucket has stopped calling the game. That was right in front of her, and she had to be bailed out by the guy on the near side. Driving to the line that time was Tara Stepanchik. She was hammered on the play, and had it not been for the top official, there would still not have been a foul called.
No, he called that from behind. You're right on that.
Stepanchik hits the first foul shot. Lewistown girls still in front, 50 to 45 with a minute 13 to go.
Stepanchik with 9 points thus far in the fourth quarter.
She misses the second, and Hutchinson with a rebound. Outlet pass to Jenna Feathers. Jenna across midcourt, gives it up to Gingrich. To Johnston. They'll now run that spread delay game. Maggie with the ball. Double team pass out of bounds off Lewistown. It looked like that ball went off of North Schuylkill, but they say it went off Lewistown. I guess 2 bad calls one way, get 2 bad calls the other way. Those last 2 calls against Lewistown were horrible.
And you might be furious, Roger, but I might get fired.
That is horrible. Kevin Kodish staring down the officials as Lewistown the last 2 times getting the short end. A minute to play. We'll be back at the Hershey Park Arena after this brief timeout.
Either Maggie or Krista.
Welcome back. Welcome back again live to the Hershey Park Arena. North Schuylkill with the inbound after the Lewistown timeout. The pass thrown away. They turn it over. And it's Lewistown's ball. Wow, what a big turnover. They had a chance to cut into the 5-point lead, and they threw it away. So the Lady Panthers with the ball. They get it into Gingrich. Krista brings it across midcourt, and they will foul Gingrich with 43 seconds to play. That is the 16th foul against North Schuylkill. So they are not yet in the bonus. They will be on this next foul. 50 to 45, the Lady Panthers lead.
For the first 28 minutes of the game, Roger, it looked like the officials had to catch a plane out of here as they weren't calling any fouls. Now the game slowed down.
Lewistown gets it inbounded. Gingrich is fouled by number 13, Jasmine Robertson. And Billy Joel, if the Lady Panthers can hit some foul shots, we're going to be bringing a state championship back to Mifflin County tonight. They lead by 5 with 40 seconds to play.
Only 40 seconds separates Lewistown, the girls, the first state championship ever for the girls in the history of Mifflin County and in District 6, AAA.
That is correct. Gingrich at the line. She hits it. A 6-point lead. And the Lewistown fans, who are taking up about 1/4 of the arena to our right, ready to celebrate. Gingrich's second shot is good. 52 to 45, they lead by 7. 35 seconds to play. Wydra with the ball, dribbles to the other end, knocked away and stolen by Gingrich. Gingrich with the ball in the backcourt. Krista still dribbling, picks up the dribble, up to Feathers, 24 seconds to play. Jenna with the ball, and she's fouled with 21 seconds to go. And listen to the crowd.
hasn't taken his shot this half. This is the first shot of any kind.
52-45, a 7-point lead for the Lady Panthers. Jenna Feathers has yet to take a shot in the second half. This will be her first. The front end of a 1-and-1, and she buries it. 8-point lead with 20 seconds to go. Second shot by Feathers, no good. Rebound comes down to North Schuylkill. The clock is winding down. Across midcourt, in the corner, and knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Sweeta Hutchinson. 13 seconds to go. Mifflin County, you're going to have a state champion tonight. The Lady Panthers are just 13 seconds away. In the corner, they go inside now to Robertson. Her shot no good. They battle inside. Dunmire has it. Lewistown with the ball, and Jenna Feathers fouled in the backcourt. Feathers will walk to the other end and shoot a 1-and-1. And listen to the Lewistown fans.
I'll tell you, Roger, it'd be a nice time now for Kevin Kotis to get some other players in the ball game and get Krista Gingrich, Maggie Johnston, Enid Dunmire, and Sweeta Hutchinson out so they can get well-deserved ovations.
And here comes the first one. Senior Mackenzie Moser getting set to check in, and she will replace Maggie Johnston. Jenna Feathers at the line. Moser, the only senior who had not gotten in, so she will get her chance here in Hershey. Feathers at the line. The shot is no good. Ball on the far side, still inbounds. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1. This baby is all over, and the Lewistown girls are state champions. A state championship for Lewistown. The dream season has come true. 32-0, undefeated, undeniable state champions here at the Hershey Park Arena. The Lady Panthers all over each other at midcourt. Kevin Kotish over shaking hands with LaFay Hope. Lewistown's girls have won a state championship. The first girls state championship in Mifflin County in any sport since Chief Logan's girls won a state title in cross country. What a scene here at Hershey Park. We will be back for the gold medal ceremony. It's the final. Lewistown 53, North Schuylkill 45. We'll return to the Hershey Park Arena right after this.
Gotta love it.
Let me test it once to make sure it's gonna work.
Aaron's sister's even cried.
1, 2.
Didn't think Gingrich's cried. Didn't think Gingrich's cried. Krista's cried.
Test 1, 2. How much, I tell you what, just go about 30 more seconds, Jim, okay? Where are we here, commercial-wise? Okay.
I don't need this one. I'm going to stay up here. You're going down? Talk.
Just when you thought it couldn't get any better,
You go the rest of the way.
what a tremendous ball game between two tremendous ball teams. Ladies, you walk in this arena this evening as champions. You both live as champions. We have
Back again live at the Hershey Park Arena, where the gold medal ceremony will begin shortly. They will first crown the runner-up to the Lady Spartans of North Schuylkill. And in about 2 minutes, the gold medal ceremony will begin for the Lewistown Lady Panthers. The team lined up on the far side. What a moment. All the hours spent in the gym, Joel, all the work, all the practices, and a state championship for the Lady Panthers.
The Lady Panthers ranked #1 all season in the state, had all the pressure in the world on their back all season long, but they refused to lose this season. And we talked about it all day, and we wanted them to take a state championship back home to Mifflin County, and they sure did.
They certainly did. And you're right, Joel, you know, following the two teams as we've had, we've gotten to be very close with them over the last couple of weeks. Lewistown boys so loose the whole way through. Didn't seem to have that pressure. Lewistown had the pressure all season. You've got to tip your hat to Kevin Kodish and this entire team. I mean, the weight of the world was on them. Every night, everybody was out to beat them, to knock off #1, to go 32-0. There's no other word than a dream season for it.
Absolute dream season. And I'll tell you, Roger, we saw this starting with the Central game 3 games ago. They turned up their defense, and that made a big difference against Central, against Blackhawk, and tonight against North Schuylkill. It's the best defense they played all year.
It certainly was. We're going to take a commercial break, and we'll be back with the ceremony for the Lady Panthers. We'll return to the Hershey Park Arena right after this.
Jasmine Robertson. Wendy Montgomery. Paris DePanchik. Katie Urban. Robin Roshannon. Emily Zuber. Laura Lawson. Katie Teeter. Manager Holly Noble. Their statisticians, Carly Bernowski, Siobhan Wagner, and Samantha Sacramento. And we'd ask at this time that Adrian Wagner, Beth McDonald, and Holly Willen, if you'll please come forward. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the 1997 PIAA State Runner-Up, Spartans of North Schuylkill High School. And now, Mr. Stan Hill, the President of the PIAA Board of Control, as well as Vice Chairman of District 6, Jim Schnell, to present medals, presenting for the very first time the 1997 PIAA champion. Medals being presented by Coach Kodish to his players, beginning with Kim Maxwell, Ashley Meyer, Gina Socio, Jada Purcell, Heather McAway, Nikki Schneider, Andy Zampelli, Hillary Worley, Melissa Merrill, Mackenzie Moser, Enid Dunmeyer, Sweda Hutchinson, Jenna Feather, Maggie Johnston, Krista coach, Ron Mills. Assistant coach, Charlie Funk. Athletic director, Tona Williams. Their principal, Don Wills. And the head coach of the Lady Panthers, Kevin Coates. And in Lewistown, Mackenzie Moser, Enid Dunbar, Serena Hutchinson, co-captains, please come forward and receive the 1997 Championship Trophy. Congratulations to the Lady Panthers of Lewistown.
Continue with the post-game show from Hershey Park right after this.
How about that?
Season, as Roger says, with a 32-0 record. We're going to run down the scoring as Roger is making his way to courtside to try to get some interviews with Kevin Coates and some of his Lewistown Lady Panthers. Tonight for North Schuylkill, who played a good ball game, they were led by guard Tara Stepanchik with 13 points. Adrian Wydra had 10. We missed Beth McDonald there. She had 12, none in the fourth quarter. Hallie Rulon, who started quickly for North Schuylkill, had 8. They were all in the first half. And Jasmine Robertson had 2 for a total of 45. North Schuylkill had no bench scoring tonight. And the Lewistown Lady Panthers were led by All-American Krista Gingrich, who finished with 22 points. Krista had 15 in the second half, 11 in the fourth quarter. She was followed by Jenna Feathers with 14. Jenna did not have a field goal attempt in the second half. She had 13 first half points for Lewistown. Maggie Johnston, the other guard, had 7 points. Johnston with a big 3 in the fourth quarter. Sweeta Hutchinson with 4, 2 field goals. Hillary Worley, Heather McElwain, and Enid Dunbar all had 2 points apiece for the Lady Panthers of Lewistown. So a big win tonight for Lewistown. They continue to cut down the net. Mackenzie Moser going to take her cord right now as the girls crowded around the ladder on the floor here at the Hershey Park Arena. Roger Still making his way down to the floor, and he is with Kevin Kodish. And now we're going to go live to Roger Hurto.
And thank you, Joel. We are live down on the floor at the Hershey Park Arena with Lewistown girls head coach Kevin Kodish. The Lady Panthers winning the state championship 53-45. The Lady Panthers cutting the net down. Sweeta Hutchinson, one of the 4 seniors there. Kevin, congratulations.
Thank you, Roger. Undescribable feeling. Great. I mean, the community support, the fire engines going out of town today. Everything, this whole season has been a dream. As you said, the dream season. It was great to cap it off here tonight.
I tell you what, just a super job by the team. They weathered a storm, a couple of runs there, some calls that looked like I don't know where they came from towards the end, but boy, the kids stuck with it. And again, your team, when you have a lead, almost impossible to beat. You go to that delay game, and the kids got it done again tonight.
They sure did. We like to spread them out there and make them foul the guards. Unfortunately for us, they weren't calling some. We finally told the official, we had the one lady in front of us said, they only have 4 team fouls. They're trying to foul. And she said, oh, okay. So we were happy that they started trying some. They kept pushing. I think they pushed Krista out of bounds in that one, and they didn't call. Fortunately, everything worked out in the end. We got to the line. We got it done. Nothing better than this.
Certainly isn't anything better than this. Charlie Funk now getting his turn at the net. Boy, Charlie, a big part of this for you, Kevin, what he's done with that junior high team the last few seasons.
Oh, he sure has. Charlie's that stable force behind. He's had the junior high since, I think, 1985 for us, even though he was coaching Lewistown boys, Indian Valley boys for a long time and stuff. So, he's calm. He has that veteran leadership. He passes along little things on the bench that are just so key, stuff you don't think about. And, it's just such a value having him as Ron Mills. Ron's a steady person all those years, and then Aaron Gingrich's helped us out with our defensive planning, scouting, and everything. He's done a great job.
And Kevin, they want you to cut down the net.
Oh, it's all gone. Ron got it.
Ron got the rest of it. Why don't you head over there? I think they want to give it to you. Kevin again, final thoughts. I mean, you're going to lose 4 seniors here who certainly were part of it as well.
Certainly were. Hey, guys, bring it in here real quick.
We're here at the sideline. Lady Panthers over with Kevin Kodish. We'll keep it on the floor here for a few more minutes. The Lady Panthers celebrating. Kevin, how does that gold medal feel?
Pretty heavy, but I'll tell you, it's like I said, I don't have words to describe it. I'm not usually at a loss for words ever in my life, but this is one of those times, just trying to soak it all in here and just the whole atmosphere of Hershey Park Arena and winning the state championship.
And here is the net for the head coach to hold. Boy, just a super moment here. I know Wayne was talking to us a little bit earlier about the crowd support. I know you mentioned about leaving today. A lot of people were there lined up for you. And I guess we'll have one final chance to thank anyone.
Want to get our picture?
Okay, let me get out of here. We're down on courtside, and we are going to take a break, and we will return to the Hershey Park Arena right after this timeout.
Jim, take a 2-minute break here. Yeah, you'll count me down then, please. Is my sound okay? Okay, thank you. I don't know if that's you or not. Talk into your mic. Yeah, I can hear you that way. Well, let me... No, I don't think. Now try it.
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
I'm not sure. It might be that. I'm not sure which way. Yeah. Now try it.
Jim, can you hear me?
Yeah, that'll get you over here. come to me, and then me to you. I'll give you one of these. Jim, can you hear Statman there at all? Here, he's going to say something again.
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
Pretty soft. Try it now.
Testing, 1, 2, 3. Am I on the air? Will that be on the air?
Yeah. We got about 10, Jim? Welcome back to Hershey Park, where the Lewistown Lady Panthers now walking off the court. Roger Hurta trying to corral a few of them down on the court now so we can talk to them. Roger has a couple players down there. We're going to go live courtside to Roger Hurta.
And we are back down live courtside at the Hershey Park Arena. I am with the trio of guards that have helped carry the Lady Panthers to this gold medal state championship. Sophomore Jenna Feathers, juniors Maggie Johnson and Krista Gingrich. Maggie, we'll start with you. Another big three in this ball game and a happy smile from you tonight.
Yeah, I wasn't hitting all game long, but I finally did hit that one. And we've been working so hard for this all year long. It just feels great that we finally got it.
Krista, for you and the whole team, such pressure all season. When you're number one, you go out there every night. Everybody looking to get you guys. I am so impressed with the way you guys handled this pressure. I know you're the leader out there of this team, and I know you've got to be proud of all your teammates as well.
Well, this year we were marked for death. I know that we had a lot of pressure going into this game, but I think it shows the character of this squad. Everyone just played their hearts out tonight, and that was the key to the win.
Jenna Feathers, several key steals throughout the season, and you really dictated the pace of this championship game early. Couple of key steals taken off down the floor. Maggie and Krista finding you deep, and your tempo, I think, the last few ball games has been so important to this state championship.
Well, I couldn't have done it without any of my teammates. They've all contributed just as much as I have. I'm just another one on the team.
All righty. Three very big cogs in the wheel here, Joel, that have got him a state championship. Congratulations, Krista, Maggie, and Jenna, and certainly a great season. A super night here at the Hershey Park Arena. Joel, let's send it back up to you. We'll take one more commercial break then, and we'll return.
Okay, thank you, Roger. Back. He's in there buying good. That man, bro. You want to bring a blanket up here?
You bet. Yeah, that's fine. Arlette leading the way. Billy Joel with a Foster in his left hand. The gear shift in his right. And about ready to...
Put your hand up. This is Lindsay at the celebration for the Lady Panthers. Woo! Yay! Woo!
That's cool.
Again, the procession is continuing.
a shooting star, and all the years no one knows just how hard you worked, but now it shows. In one shining moment you reached deep inside, one shining moment you knew you were alive. Feel the beat of your heart, feel the wind in your face. It's more than a contest, it's more than a race. When it's done, win or lose, you always did your best. 'Cause inside you